Splash and the Soldier of the Game spread a lot of different speculations that happened with the raid with OTF Timo. You know, a lot of people don't even think he OTF for real like that. You know, some days Dirt might can feel, some days, some moments in Timo life he was OTF, some other moments he wasn't. Like the time allegedly when he got robbed for the chain or whatever like that, you know, Dirt might have think that he not really OTF material, like he can cut for this type of lifestyle. But in real life, a robbery, a jack, a shooting, becoming a victim is part of the streets. The most dangerous guys became victims before, whether it's a shooting, a robbery, or anything, carjacking, you know what I'm saying? So, or just beat up, assaulted, extorted, and they later became the toughest, most roughest dudes America ever saw, right? But in this situation right here, it could have been a few different reasons how the local police got the green light to kick that door down. It could have came from this situation with TTB when he got shot, alleged. You know, they found some evidence and got permission from the judge to kick the door down and got the warrant from that situation when they went on live and they was going back and forth. It could have came from some OTF business that he made a mistake on, that he didn't do right. And they backtracked and it came back to him, and now they inside of his house locking him up for unknown charges. Or like looking at his charges, I'm looking, you know, you got stolen property, you got possession of a knife or a firearm or a weapon, something like that. You got possession of marijuana up to 1 ounce or 2 ounces, which should be your least worries. But then you got a bond situation on there and some other situations on there, but they ain't really what you got to worry about. They want to know, and you better hope the feds don't pick this up. They want to know how you get them transcripts. You got weapon transcripts, you got weapon receipts and all that there. What's up with that? That could have been the main reason why they ran up in there. And then with the receipts to the weapons and the transcripts and all that there, it then explained why you got charged with the stolen property or the stolen goods, because that could have been the person ID or their property, because weapon receipts and transcripts mean you went to the gun show or gun store, and that's just a form to fill out to buy a handgun. Not really too much with the rifles and shotguns, because really when you go to the gun shows and gun stores, all they do is make a phone call to the ATF or the FBI or the local sheriff department to get the yes or the no on that. But you still got to fill out paperwork, but it's a lot easier process. You really don't got to steal nobody's ID. You can just send somebody with a good, clean record, and they ain't got to go through the getting your handgun permits downtown or going through a concealed carry class. They could just go get the chopper as long as they got a good, clean background. So I say more so Glocks, handguns, Rugers, SIGs, situations like that. And that's how they found out and got the green light to run up in your house. And the information came back because of you or somebody in your crew took somebody's information or ID and, you know, switched it out, and y'all went in there and got guns, or somebody in there got guns and they was an informant, or they just flipped for some money, or they got into a situation themselves, or they just knew about what you did and got into a situation they told. And then when they run up in there, you got the receipts and everything. Like, so whoever, they knew that stuff was going to be in there. Because why would you still have the receipts and all that there? Like, come on, that's evidence right there. And that's like getting caught with a gun. You get the same time, you still get 5 to 7 years and a big fine, $100,000, $200,000 fine, trying to steal somebody's ID, or you stole somebody's ID, or allegedly, or somebody in your crew, and they still gonna put the blame on you, and y'all bought them guns. And that was the proper cause. That's all they needed to show the judge. Like, he a convicted felon, he got somebody ID, he got somebody belongings, stolen property, because they checked and they got a phone call from their informant and gave him the heads up what you was doing. And then they called the owner. Once they find out what it was, and now that they got the receipts and everything, now they called the owner and asked him, did he buy them guns? And he said no. And that further let them know that y'all took his ID or her ID and y'all went and sent the members in there and got them guns. That's how they thinking. That's how the local police and the feds, they thinking about it. You know, they got a lot on their table right now, a lot of different situations. So they might come pick you up on that, or they might not. Then again, they might go ahead and pick you up because OTF, you got that OTF stamp. That's what you wanted so bad. The OTF stamp might get you a Fed charge just because it say OTF. But you wanted that so bad. You know, having that name beside your name, it's not always good. It's good in the rap business, but it's not really good in the law business, in the courtroom business. And Timo, you got to understand something. But the prosecutors and the district attorneys and all of that and the feds, since 2018, from October 2018 to about April to 2019, what you just got charged with, the transcripts and the transactions and the receipts to the weapons and all that, that was the leading charge. Like, they had over 4,000, like 4,300 arrests with that charge right there. More than carjackings, more than getting caught with guns. That led. So The prosecutors, the district attorney, done seen a lot of different cases like that. And they know how to handle that situations with the judge and all that there. And they hate that because they don't like when dudes be going getting them real clean guns and putting them on the streets and erasing the serial numbers and adding switches and all that to them. And yeah. So yeah, they didn't see in this situation because there's a lot of money into that, selling guns and all that gun trafficking with gun brokers and all that there. You see why that number could be so high because there's a lot of good cricket, legit people that need extra cash. So that's why they had over 4,300 arrests between 2018 October all the way to April 2019, just in that little time frame right there. So all that in the same field with the false firearm records and the stolen inventory that the owner ain't reporting and all that there. So all them charges like that playing that same field. You know, and the feds always look at situations like that. The local police will come get you first, but the feds always gonna look into that because they don't like when dudes try to go in the gun store. Nah, they don't like when people buy out up the streets, but it's already dirty. But when you try to go get the clean ones and turn them dirty, them legit ones, and it's gonna bust all the way through, real sturdy, yeah, they got an issue with that because, yeah, they won't in. And that's either you doing it the legit way and you getting your concealed carries or your just gun permits and you taking their classes, paying their money and you paying the full price for the weapons, or you getting locked up and you doing all this time, paying all these fines, or you got to deal with them and you going under the table and they know about situations and stuff like that. So they won't in on it regardless if they catch you. Understand that though. So that situation right there, definitely not a good look. It definitely holds some time. It definitely holds a big fine, and it definitely can get you taken off the streets for 5 years or better. So, you know, it don't look that serious because it's saying just receipts and transactions and all that there. But the ATF take that real serious, and that's on the top of their list of type of charges and cases they be getting and catching and all that there. So understand, if the local police give your case over to them, you'll know why, because that's ATF business right there. Receipts and transcripts and all that there, they'll take that over drugs any day. Understand? Hopefully your name wasn't tied into these transactions and you ain't got no informant on that situation right there, and they just charge you with that because the house is in your name or your name on the lease or your name on one of the rooms. Like your name ain't over the main whole house, but they added your name for a room. You know what I'm saying? Just to let the people who run the house, let them know that you're going to be there and you get mail there and all that there. So they still charge you with that. And you the top dog, like you the top probably artist that was in the house, or you had the biggest name in the house at the time. You know what I'm saying? They charge you with that. So hopefully you can come about this situation. But if they got, you know, fingerprints on weapons and they got, you know, your handwriting, they might test your handwriting now, or they got the perfect informant that said, nah, he wanted somebody to do that, or he went to do that and paid me this much, or I got paid this much for selling it and all that there. Yeah. You could have been a straight informant the whole time. The dude that gave you the information and all that there, tell you how to do it and everything, he could have been an informant. And that's why they ain't letting nobody know the charges, and or you can't see your face, and or they don't want to give up all the tea because they still making little arrangements behind the scenes and talking to this person, talking to that person. They don't really want to let the world know right now. You know what I'm saying? And plus they know somebody like him, they'll talk about him today, tomorrow, then it's gone. Unless, only way they'll bring that up because OTF on top of his name, not because it's him. But that's pretty much what's going on in this situation right here. Ain't a lot of information out. So that my take on this conversation right here, man. Hit the like button, hit the comment section, hit the notification bell, hit the share button, man. Go.